I just got one of the very best platinum trophies I have ever earned thanks to a recommendation from one of my friends. And I have to make a video right now and shout from the rooftops in defense of this magnificent game and its brilliant, misunderstood mechanics, and give you the tips that you need to master its preferred method of travel and enjoy the game to its absolute fullest, and hopefully love its platinum adventure as much as I did. Sometimes you hear about a game so much from a friend that eventually it begins to seep into your mind, burrowing deep into your subconscious and managing to become a craving that refuses to be ignored. It's the repetition of hype and adoration from someone who loves a game so much that it just oozes out of them from every orifice. And that blossoming interest in the game our friends like so much is one of the most intoxicating gaming dynamics there is out there. Like Inception, the intrigue grows daily as if it has a life of its own and eventually tricks you into believing that it was your idea all along. And I have a lot of friends who are incredibly passionate about their favourite games, but one has a love so strong, so unwavering, and so delightful to be around that they had to be the subject of my next platinum video. This platinum video, in fact. As one of our biggest and best supporters, GRAVITYRUSHRAVEN has inspired me to earn their favourite platinum trophy, and I'm going to tell you now, spoilers, but it was so good, I got the second one as well. But we will discuss that later in the video. And can you guess what GRAVITYRUSHRAVEN's favourite game is? That's right, clever you, it's the good old PS2 classic Gravity Rush. Well done you for deciphering those very vague and complex clues. Well, the remastered version, because obviously I don't have a Vita anymore. This French-Japanese hybrid RPG with bizarre gravity-shifting mechanics and hordes of evil Nevi to vanquish, and a cast of interesting characters in a unique world where Cat, Dusty and the people of Hekseville live under a corrupt authority, blighted further by increasingly dangerous gravity storms. Are they Cat's fault? Does her very existence in this reality cause the deadly storms? Is the mysterious Raven friend or foe? And why does she wear that mask? And why is her outfit so revealing? What is the trophy list like and how do I approach this platinum? But most importantly, is this game and its platinum as wonderful and as brilliant as my friend GRAVITYRUSHRAVEN believes it to be? There's only one way to find out. So let's go and platinum Gravity Rush Remastered. Gravity Rush is a 2012 PS Vita port. Yes, a Vita game, the greatest handheld console ever created. I am incredibly excited for the next console generation with both Xbox and PlayStation promising full handhelds for us all, not another crappy porta-potty portal. When they drop, are you joining me in the handheld hemisphere of their next-gen's gaming arena, or are you sternly a console player? Let me know what your first thoughts are on how you will approach the next cycle in gaming. Gravity Rush was dropped in 2012 as a launch title for the Vita by Sony Japan Studios and was developed by Forbidden Siren Games, who are now known as Project Siren, which is a great example of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's title devolution right there. But it was directed by Kiichiro Toyama, and if you don't recognise the name, then here's a clue to his history. Track and Field, what a throwback. I only learned that Toyama was involved in that utter classic during research, but I did know about Silent Hill because I have several friends that are obsessed with the franchise, and I have of course played them myself. But back to Gravity Rush, and this game operates as an open world RPG with a story focusing on Cat and her feline companion Dusty as she tries to save her new home and recapture her lost memories. Before starting, I only looked at the trophy thumbnails, but that's for later when we talk about GRAVITYRUSHRAVEN's amazing PSMP trophy cabinet. Spoilers, it's the best I've ever seen, and you will never beat it. It's that simple. They are the absolute PSMP trophy cabinet master. The trophies break down as follows. 25 bronzes, 10 silvers, and 5 goldies will earn you that glorious, shiny platinum. But this Vita Remaster also has all of its original DLCs included, and each have a equal trophy value of 5 bronzes and 3 silvers each across the 3 packs. We wake up with no memory and a cool sparkly hat following us around like we have a pocket full of ham in this strange and almost steampunk maybe town of Hekseville. The only thing we know at this stage is that we can fly. Sort of. We can be dragged by gravity for a very short spell, and occasionally we end up in the place that we actually aimed for. Occasionally, with a bit of luck. PSNP gives their game modest scores of 4 out of 10 for difficulty, an 18-hour completion estimate, and a 1 single playthrough as nothing is missable. So we're going to say a big thanks to guide writer Casaquina for their stellar walkthrough. Platinum Journey couldn't be simpler. Just play the story, do a little cleanup. Pop, pop. You have 21 story episodes across 6 acts to follow, each acting as a comic book type narrative, and this is just the starting feel of French fiction influencing the game. The French connection continues throughout, creating one of the most unique and beautiful games I've ever had the joy of playing. After you save Hekseville and get to know Raven a little better, yeah, I like Raven. Okay, you get it? You get it. You get it. Cool. But after the story, there is still a lot to do, as the world and its wonderful areas of Old Noir, Plugin, Industria and Vendor Centre, all of which look, sound and feel vastly different from each other while maintaining the wonderful Japanese-French hybrid style that I was instantly in love with. Spoilers for the rest of the video, there really isn't much negative in this Platinum video because there really isn't much negative to say about it, and there really is very few things that I didn't absolutely adore about this game. And yes, I've seen those other videos from bigger and better YouTubers than I who didn't love it like I did, and usually I would bow to their superior knowledge and better taste. Not this time though. This time I'm right, they're wrong because I said so, okay? There are superpower upgrades to complete which coincide with the gem collector Silvo. There are challenges, mostly easy, made tricky by requiring very specific approaches. There are some side quests so fun that you'll think it's a Skyrim mod, and then there are the Rift Plains. These are basically just doubling down on the challenges, but they offer story progression and a lovely little bronzer each for your efforts. Gravity Rush Remastered is exclusive to PlayStation, specifically the PS4, but obviously playable on your PS5 or PS5 Pro if you have one. Rumour is that it will become available soon on Steam, but I'm not so sure as to how true that is. If you do, then let us know in the comments, and if you know of any future releases in this forgotten Sony exclusive franchise, then tell me. Please, please tell me. Please and thank you. But now I continue the adventure in the first game and meet the interesting occupants of this fascinating world, like Sid. We all love Sid, right? With a nifty new gaff to lay my cute caboose, I start to feel at home in this strange little area of this huge 4-dimensional metropolis. The game looks and sounds like it's truly French, and I know that sounds strange, but my favourite French films include things like Fantastic Planet, an animation from René Laloux circa 1973, and the music and sound score feels like a descendant of that style of French national storytelling. The controls were difficult to pick up. I think the issue lies here in the misconception that Gravity Rush is a flying game, which it actually isn't. It's a gravity shifting game. Totally different. How can you be so stupid? Oh my god, don't be such an idiot. I'm kidding. The way this mechanic works is that it pulls you in the direction that you aim in, and you have little to no control of direction or speed that you travel. You basically just throw yourself like a dart and hope that you crash land on the right building. When I got my head around the difference, flying feels like pushing forward, while shifting feels like you are being dragged, then it was a lot easier to master. Obviously, upgrading your shifting abilities kind of helps a lot. I figured the best way to learn these mechanics and physics quickly would be to do a few of the challenges. Surely they would teach me and test my new skills. Right? Well, no, not really. More tested my ability to not rage smash my DualSense, if I'm honest. But soon, the game would have me soaring the skies like Superman. After getting to know the locals and saving some kids from trees with my sidekick Kitty, I wasn't feeling like Superman just yet. More of a backwards Batman using a faulty bat grapple that has me spinning around instead of gliding gracefully, to be honest. Luckily, the game was very forgiving visually and gave me a lot to admire and ogle. like the scenery, and the game just continued to offer up a feast for my hungry eyes with every episode unraveling. The introduction of the mysterious Raven looking like a dominatrix from an Amsterdam brothel may have distracted me from the story taking place, which probably explains a great deal about how I got distracted so easily by the DLC. Which brings us swinging back round to why I started playing this game to begin with. This is GRAVITYRUSHRAVEN's PSNP account, and I have never ever seen a more curated and brilliantly constructed trophy cabinet. That alone, that they would mould their public image in the trophy hunting community to celebrate Cat, Raven, Dusty and Hekseville so loudly that I was instantly intrigued. Curiosity peaked from, well, probably the thumbnails of the trophies, not gonna lie. Blitzed through some of it and nabbed the frequent flyer Silvo for landing 10 gravity kicks on Nevi scum without taking damage, gravity control improving, upgrades helping, Nevi getting smashed like a heel at WrestleMania. I was starting to really like this, and not just because I have the attention span of a horny teenage boy. Completing challenges was helping me refine my inputs, and some tweaking of the camera sensitivity really helped making Cat's centre of gravity more conducive to being aimed more precisely than I had been able to muster before. But again, I might have been a tad distracted. But now into the game proper, and I was starting to see the intensity of Cat's story and the chaos surrounding her thanks to the mysterious Nevi. Were they connected? Her and the Nevi. She didn't know, I didn't know, no one seemed to know, but she sure knew how to help the residents of Hekseville and kick Nevi butt. Don't worry, I don't let anyone hurt my pussy. The bronzer! It's called Curiosity Killed the Cat. I got myself distracted again with the DLC and almost rage quit the Platinum because I couldn't win this stupid race against this massive dong-shaped ship, and yeah, it turned out it was the DLC that I'd stumbled onto, the second pack of it, and getting this outfit just made it worth it in the end. So, all's well that ended well, I guess. I'll go back to that later when I've upgraded my shifting abilities. Halfway through the enjoyable mystery of Gravity Rush's story, I was really enjoying the game, its world, and the glorious gravity yanking mechanics. I felt like a Kryptonian soaring the skies and gracefully dancing with the clouds. Until I mishit the right analog stick and send myself flying off in an utterly random direction. So tip 2 for Gravity Rush is that when this happens, stop, drop, roll. Because switching gravity off and just letting yourself fall a bit and go back to shifting after you've straightened out, you're now orientated the right way round so you can get back on course. Don't panic, just fall. I worked through the rest of the story and managed to grab the game's first Goldie for becoming Top Cat, after curating a respectable reputation in Hekseville among the residents for our amnesiac, feline-loving protagonist. Just before Christmas, I polished off the main story, the side stuff, and had only the riffs, challenges, and collectibles to go. And that's when I took a big break. Christmas and all. Aw, she's got a job now. Coming back was like riding a bike, with one wheel, no seat, and a bent handlebar. But I quickly shifted back to gracefully soaring the skies as I hunted purple crystals to level up, Nevi to dropkick through their hellhole portals, and to take on the remaining DLC before getting the Platinum tied up. Only in a remaster can you do the DLC before you pop the Platinum. Well, that's not necessarily true, but it sounded good, so we're leaving it in. Come at me, Fact Check UK. Got to admit the DLC is pretty damn good, and the thought behind the trophy thumbnails is another level of awesome entirely. But I did this because I had to do all the challenges for the All That Glitters Goldie, which I'm not too proud to admit nearly broke me. These challenges are hard in different ways, and the sequel has the worst challenges I've ever played in any game. Ever. So bad. So bad that I will not release my Gravity Rush 2 Platinum Adventure to the public. This is strictly for my patrons and channel members, such as GRAVITYRUSHRAVEN, the star of today's My Patron Made Me Platinum episode. I want to thank you so much for being in our corner for so long. Words cannot express what that means to us. Thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed earning your favourite Platinums. These challenges, these were wonderful. Mostly. Each of the tough ones has a knack to it. A simple approach such as the boxes, which you have to run in, not throw in, because flying and throwing actually takes far more time than staying on 2 feet, lifting, carrying and running. But by this point, it was a major change of pace for me, so I blame that on how hard I found this particular challenge. The most difficult is the race, which requires almost perfect performance throughout and is more of a marathon than a race. The game is very forgiving as none of the elements are RNG, but rather timed or proximity triggered obstacles and enemies. This makes it much easier than it could have been. However, I would be tempted if they added further difficulty to this, I would actually play that. That would be quite fun. That would be a challenge. I'd be up for that. The rare Nevi fell at my all-powerful hands, and their Silvos popped as my reward. As I traversed the skies travelling to my latest challenge, I found the final manhole, earning me the Jamiroquai Bronzer. I know it's going underground, but every time I see that title, all I think is Godzilla. My penultimate trophy, one I had intentionally saved for the end of the game where I could enjoy it fully, savour it, was the Lost in Time and Space Silvo, which saw me search for a mysterious couple in every area of the game and learn their tragic tale. And I am very, very glad I did, because it's absolutely worth it and is rewarded later in the sequel. So no spoilers, but do enjoy it because it's worth it. This is collectibles done right, and trophy hunting should always be about getting the best out of our games, the best out of gaming. So enjoy moments like this. Cherish them, savour them, because you'll be back to mindless brain decaying grinding when this platinum is in your rearview mirror. So enjoy the little things. Now, flying like an RAF vet, super spy or supergirl on ADHD meds with grace, purpose, accuracy and control, while constantly trying to get a good shot of her bum or boobs, I was really, really at the end game. And when you master this magical mechanic, it does feel so good. The trick I found is to line up your target position first, then learn to quickly turn shift off mid-air, switch directions, shift, then switch shift back on. It may feel a tad unnatural if you're trying to fly, but if you were trying to master gravity, then it will feel just right. That understanding of the physics in the game really do make a huge difference, and I've seen loads of people slamming the flying in the game, which really misrepresents what you are actually doing. If you embrace what it actually is, master how it really works, you could have as much fun with Cat and Dusty as I did.
Should have been paying attention to this.
I tried to play Gravity Rush Remastered at a very tough time in my life, and during a big old dose of the old enemy, trophy burnout. And although I couldn't play it fully when I wanted to, when I finally came out of my pit of trophy hunting lethargy and personal misery, it was the game that I needed, because Gravity Rush is a uniquely beautiful and brilliant game that is not given the love or respect that it deserves. Cat is a dynamic, fun and relatable hero to follow. Raven is a complex and damaged ally. Sid is, well, Sid is Sid, okay? And Hekseville is not only an architectural wonder perfectly designed for four-dimensional movement, but each area of this multiculturally inspired metropolis is different, each unique and beautiful in its own way, and this extends to the other areas of the game, such as the rifts. This is shown in the music, which is absolutely stunning. Its cheerful, upbeat theme made me happy every time the game loaded. The story is great. The comic book aesthetic and cutscene stylization is stellar, used perfectly. There are a lot of games out there that use this comic panel framing, but no game in my experience as a 372-year-old gamer still moaning about the Sega Saturn's minimalist library of games. The 4 out of 10 difficulty PSMP guide writer Kazakina gave Cat and Dusty's maiden voyage is fair, and I can only assume the 18-hour estimate they gave the game is accurate, as I did the DLC in the middle of it all. Anyway, the 100% with the DLC included took me 30 hours in total. The best part of the trophy list was that it does get you to really explore everywhere in the game and beat everything of note within it. In typical Sony exclusive fashion, the Platinum enriches the game and fleshes out each character, conflict and romance. The challenges are a tad technically demanding, but also require you to think a lot about them and alter your approach if you hit trouble, like throwing boxes all over the place instead of just postman patting them into the safe zone. This misunderstood mechanic gave me some of the most fun I have ever had in any game as an adult in the dark. Gravity Rush Remastered 1 and 2 are available on PS Plus now, and the first is easily one of the most wonderful games I have played in recent years. No online, one playthrough, nothing missable, and easily all done in under 20 hours, which is why it will probably feature in our list of 20 best Platinums under 20 hours long video coming soon. Make sure to be subbed and click the bell to know what the other 19 games are that are too good for you to not platinum. And if you do want to check out the video on Cat and Dusty's second adventure, then check out our Patreon and channel memberships, as the video will be uploaded privately for them to enjoy, as I do this whole series for them. I hope you join us. We have an amazing community, we have some amazing people, and yeah, it's just fun. It's about it really. Have you got the Gravity Rush Platinum on the Vita? Have you got Remastered on the PS4? Have you got all of Cat and Dusty's wonderful Platinum trophies? Let me know in the comments. Do you want me to Platinum your favourite game? Do you want to watch the Gravity Rush 2 video that is for patrons and members only? If so, check out the links in the description. Please check out our affiliates at Wraith. We absolutely love Wraith in the House of L, and we cannot brag about it enough because we love them. We think they're wonderful. Great people, great company, great drinks. Do exactly what they say on the tin, and they taste amazing. Fantastic stuff. You get 10% off with ZXL at checkout. Link is in the description. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your time. Thank you all for your support. Lots of love to you all. Be good to each other and yourselves.